I know you watch college football, so as you face Trevor Lawrence this week, your impressions of Trevor playing against the Jaguars?
Trevor's a great quarterback. It was, I've been watching him, for a while. He's been all over, ESPN and, all over, all of these news and mock drafts and all these things. He's a hell of a player. He has a great arm, amazing hair. Everybody loves him, and he's gonna have a very successful career in the National Football League.
Urban Meyer, rookie coach. What do you think about his transition to?
Oh yeah, I love Coach Meyer. I went to Texas A&M, but Florida was my number 2 school, and I remember, going to Florida and meeting with Coach Meyer and Coach Madison, and they made me feel at home. I know a lot of guys that have played for Coach Meyer, and they love him. And I just didn't have the opportunity because I went to A&M, but Florida was a close second for me, and I wish him all the success. I'm a huge fan of Tim Tebow, as everybody knows, and Tim loves Coach Meyer, and I wish him nothing but the best in the National Football League. If he can be the type of coach that he was in college, if he can do that in the National Football League, a lot of good things are coming to Jacksonville.
You've been one of Pat's biggest fans, it seems like, throughout preseason training camp.
Yep.
What maybe advice do you give him as he goes into his first career NFL start?
He got it, man. He really does got it. He carries himself, and he carries himself in a way that it's not too many things that you could give him advice about. I just sit and watch him. He pretty much does everything right. He does everything how he's supposed to do. He comes to work early. He's fast. He's athletic. He can guard the number 2 receiver. He could blitz. He can do whatever you want him to do. And Pat's the type of guy he's gonna get everything and more in the National Football League. He's 6'3". He runs a 4.3. He can cover the slot receiver. He can cover your big possession receivers. He just has the total package. And when I look at him, it's not too much. Whenever it's something that I can, give him advice on, which would, probably be the way he dressed. That's probably the only thing that, you could give him advice on right now. But, he has everything else pretty much. He has his thumb on everything else. He's going to be a great player in the league.
What should you do differently in how he dresses?
Oh, I mean, just rookies. You just see them. And it just takes a while for them to get the fashion, thing down. But when you're coming from college, you used to wearing certain stuff, and then when you get in the league, it's like now you're a professional. You gotta, you gotta go about it a different way. But hey, if you're performing the way Pat performs, you can pretty much wear and dress however you want to dress. So Pat's he's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing. He's going to start this week for us. His first start in the National Football League. We're going against a great Jacksonville team. The score last week is not a clear indicator of what happened in that game. They made a lot of great plays. They got a lot of speed. They got a lot of great receivers. Marvin Jones Jr. He's one of my friends. I spent time with him. I think we were in Tulum. And that's when you really can just connect with guys. And I got to, meet his family, and I got to see what really makes, him. So, I'm a fan of him as well. And, I wish all those guys success, man. It's gonna be a tough task down in Jacksonville. This is their first home game. Jacksonville's thirsty for, a winning season, just like we are. They got a lot of talent over there, especially on defense, especially on offense, man. And it's gonna be a hard-fought game for sure.
Von, Justin Simmons said yesterday that it gets easier to kind of be familiar every year with the base of Vic Fangio's defense, but that he never feels stagnant because he's always challenging you guys. I know you and Justin play different positions, but do you enjoy that as a player? That even with the familiarity that you have, that you continue to be challenged by?
I mean, if you ask me, I just want to rush. I just want to rush. I just want to rush the passer every single play. Just line me up left and right and just let me rush. So, I mean, I would probably be different than Justin. Like, I don't want to be, challenged with, covering receivers and tight ends. I can do all of that stuff and, peeling and, so, I mean, I just want to rush the quarterback. I want to rush every single down, even when it's for the game. I don't want to be worried about receivers. I just want to rush and go sack the quarterback. But to Justin's point, Coach Fangio, he always feels like there's more that can be done. And he passes the hard down around to all of his guys. just because you rush, you can still do things to help out, the linebackers, to help out the secondary. So, to Justin's point, it's things that he asks us to do to help other guys out on the team and not just our job. And with that being said, that's how we're gonna win games. That's how we're gonna win games, with me going above and beyond what I'm supposed to do to help the team win, and that's what football is all about.
Well, Dre'Mont said that you stole a sack from him.
Yeah.
Eric Wolf's number, and tell him he's got 8 or 9 years of dealing with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, like you don't want to strain the friendship, you don't want to strain the friendship with sacks, and Dre'Mont, I need him, so I want him to get sacks. I want him to get sacks. I want him to be happy in there. I want to get sacks. I want to be happy as well. But when you got two guys that rush the way we rush, we're going to be close to the quarterback at the same time, and it just happens. I told Dre'Mont a story with Derek Wolfe. I think his first season here, he had like 7 sacks, and I probably took another 7, away from him. Like I was there, he was there, and I was just happening to get on the quarterback before him, and Derek could jump on my back. So it's just one of those things when you got a lot of speed and you got a lot of rushes up front. You're gonna be around the quarterback at the same time, and both of those sacks that I had, Dre'Mont was right there, and you can tell like right after the play, everybody's supposed to be celebrating, and you see Dre'Mont just looking at me like, dang, man, walk off. And I totally understand that. I got games and I got stuff that's called to help get Dre'Mont free as well, because you gotta. It's just like basketball. The big man, he has to eat. Kobe and Shaq. Shaq has to get his. Shaq is not going to be happy if he's not scoring points. Kobe is not going to be happy unless he's scoring points as well. So we gotta develop. We're already developing a relationship where we both can eat, and I feel confident, and I believe that we both can be able to get sacks, and we both can do things to make this team win and get sacks and do all the wonderful things that we do.
For a few more guys, you changed your off-season approach and how you kind of to where you got to where you're going to be right in the season. How did the body feel after that first game, heavy workload, and does it give you confidence moving forward that this was kind of the right strategy?
Yeah, I felt good, and I definitely think it was the right strategy. I always feel like, just the type of person that I am, I always feel like I could do more. I could train harder. Instead of 2 a day, I feel like I could do a 3 a day, or all the time. When I'm just sitting at the house doing nothing, like I feel weird. Like I feel like it's something that I could be doing. It's somewhere I could be going to train. It's something that I could be doing to work on my body. And that might not always be right. Sometimes you got to rest. Sometimes you got to recover, and sometimes you got to do things to get you ready for the next workout. So I entrusted a lot of people to help keep me healthy this season. And I just kind of took Von Miller, the physical therapist, and Von Miller, the athletic trainer, off of my name, and I just listen to these guys that I put around. I listen to Vince. I've always listened to Vince in Greek, but I'm listening to those guys, and me being 32 going on 33, these guys have seen it all, and whatever advice they give me to help keep me healthy, I'm gonna do. Lauren Lando, he's played a huge role in keeping me healthy as well, and I just listen to those guys, man. They've trained and they've seen it all, and I think I'm at the point in the career where I need to do more listening and less training. And when it's time to train, I train as hard as I possibly can, but when it's time not to train, I just listen to those guys, and I trust those guys. I've been with Vince for I think it's 10 or 11 years now, and I've been knowing Lando for 10 years as well. So I believe in the type of things that they do to keep everybody right, and I'm doing a lot more listening this year for sure.
Von, there was a video of you telling Teddy you haven't felt like you felt since Peyton was here. I was curious if you could expand on that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot that I was mic'd up. I don't really. Yeah, I don't like, putting like, stuff out there. That was a moment for me and Teddy. But, it's out there, and, I don't want anybody to, feel a certain way because I told Teddy that. But I told Teddy the truth. I told Teddy the truth. He definitely has this vibe about him that guys, want to play for. Guys believe in Teddy. He's been a veteran in this league. He sat behind Drew Brees. He was on track to win MVP with the Minnesota Vikings, so he knows how to do it, and he carries himself in a way that people want to play for him. People believe in him. I think it was a fourth down, it was a 4th down in the game where he kind of like stuttered and stiff on the guy and threw it to Albert O. And you know, that's just heart, and that's just nobody can draw that up. There's no coach on our coaching staff or in the NFL that could teach you how to do that. Teddy had it. Teddy had the fight to go out there and win for the football team. And you know, some of the things that he says, some of the things that he tells everybody before, you know, games and stuff. You know, me personally, I just believe it, and I'm a hard guy to, you know, really, you know, just to just believe everything that everybody say. But you know, you can definitely feel it with Teddy. And you know, I told Teddy that I think that was, you know, towards the end of the game, and I had saw him, and you know, I just told him I'm a firm believer in giving people their flowers, you know, while they're still here. And you know, Teddy, he definitely deserves the love for sure.
Last one, Arnie. Von, going back to the Dre'Mont Jones in the sack, when was the last time that you can recall one of your teammates beating you to the quarterback?
I mean, it's a lot of times where guys beat me, and I feel the same way Dre felt. Like, dang, I should have got that. Should have been me. But yeah, it's been a couple of times that, you know, guys beat me. We got a lot of great rushers here, so you know, it just happens, you know. And I just dust it off, and I just, you know, come back, and it really sucks when you get a really, really good rush. Like you get an amazing rush, and you just feeling it in your mind and your heart, like I'm about to get the quarterback, and then you just see somebody just run right in front of you and get the sack. You know, now I can think about it, I think Chubb has done me like that. Me and Chubb actually split a sack, my first sack on Patrick Mahomes, which was big for me because, you know, everybody wants to sack Patrick Mahomes. And, you know, I beat my guy, and I grabbed Patrick, and then I ran into Patrick into Chubb. And we both fell down at the same time, and they called it a half sack. So I couldn't like put our relationship on the line and our friendship on the line by turning it in and say, this is my whole sack. So I just had to, like, you know, charge it to the game. You know, I felt like, you know, Chubb was gonna help me get more sacks, and I didn't want to really put that strain on our friendship like that by like being selfish. And even though the sack was really supposed to be a whole sack by me, you know, it's football. You just gotta chalk it up, and you just gotta keep going for sure.
Can players go and ask about statistical stuff like that?
You can challenge pretty much, you know, anything. You know, it doesn't get overturned off. Now, the last sack that I had overturned was in 2000. We played the Steelers, and it was the same game where Shelby had the interception, and I had beat my guy, and I grabbed I was on Big Ben, and Shelby came and jumped on his sack, and they called it a half. So me and Shelby is not like me and Chubb. I had to turn that one in. I had to turn that one in to get my full sack. And yeah, Shelby had to pick that game. He saved it. So I just let Shelby have that, and I had to turn that one in, and I had that one overturned to a full sack. So
how do you do that?
I mean, they got relationships. They got relationships in the NFL, and you know, it's really Coach Kolar that really, you know, he really turns everything in at the end of the week, and every team has a guy that does it. So yeah, but I love Shelby, but I just had to get my sack on that.